ready for the baseline load. Oh no, pain, I'm feeling baby. Oh no, hey, Lord. Mary Jane, what they know? Ease my mind, get me high. Yeah, I gotta smoke. Feel my pain, know my name. Ease your mind, feel the vibe. Hey, look, hold up, you real or not? Hey, do you bust your gun when it's time for war? Do you feed your block? Look, do you show your brothers in the world these shows? Do you know your demons? Goddamn, I hear my secrets.
We was just talking about tequila earlier in the chat. Come on,
y'all niggas said the wrong things.
No, it ended up in what he wanted.
Just telling you.
Yeah, can we do representative? Because if you say anything other than that, I might throw up on live.
That one.
No.
No, not Neho. I don't even like cussing because of Neho.
It's given.
Wow.
Let's give it big ballers. Let's give it flex. Let's give it. Let's give it flex on these niggas. Let's give it flex on these niggas.
This is the least I can do. I didn't even bring liquor last time.
Let's give it flex on these niggas.
We went to the store. We went to the store anyway. She definitely just flexed on niggas.
Stop, you
Good on
guys.
my end. Niggas is recording.
Oh, okay.
I got that whole thing.
Oh, wow.
Beautiful, beautiful.
That was actually
beautiful.
very funny.
You guys.
Flex on these niggas.
She just crushes, yo. Spank
Yeah.
them. As the kids would say,
As the kids would say,
get the
though.
fuck out.
Yeah.
Go to the store. Go to the
Get
store.
out of here.
That's how Pooh Shiesty got caught up with
Right?
jail.
Right?
You trying to get me to go to jail?
Yeah, that is definitely how. Wow. Listen, this is good vibes. All right, so normally I would do a whole intro, but fuck it, we're vibing out. So
We're already here.
Big Leannn is in the building. Y'all already seen her. She's back. Listen, she came all the way from Dubai back here to the States,
And then pressed us.
and then it was like, "Yo, coming to see y'all."
I did.
She
I was
probably-
like, I need to add some little razzle dazzle.
She probably was on the motherfucking runway and then hit my phone just like, all right, so when
we
can I
doing?
come back?
When we doing it?
Also, I did that screenshot of their text and sent it to them. I was
Also,
just
we
like,
have
bro,
mutual
She
friends.
pressed me, bro.
We have mutual friends. It's really crazy. Like,
Right.
what a small world. Who knew? All right,
Good
so
folk, bro, good bro.
how was Dubai?
Man. Dubai was, yo.
You saw she came back with them racks.
Dubai was something else. Like, honestly, like, it had me rethinking life. I'm like, what the fuck am I
Listen,
doing?
you leave for a little bit, you start rethinking things.
I was
America
supposed
is
to
the
go for
ghetto.
2 weeks.
You were.
I was supposed to be back on like the 17th. I ain't come back till the end of the month. I was like, yeah, I'm not coming back. And I wouldn't have came back if I didn't have shit I had to take care of.
Okay.
But Dubai was amazing. And if you haven't been, I encourage you to go immediately, expeditiously, all of the above. It was honestly like amazing. And the crazy thing is like I feel like on the way there, it was like a plane, but it was a plane full of like Americans. Like, yeah, we're going to Dubai. Like, let's go. So I think it was like they had like something scheduled, and they were like, okay, we're going to Dubai. But it was nice to see that there because you barely see Americans in Dubai. It's all like UK people and like the rest of the world. Yeah. And so I was like, you know, when you go to a store and you see somebody American, you're like, you know that Spider-Man meme? That's exactly what the fuck it was. I was like, yo, but it was really good. It's amazing.
Your brother has a business. You talked a little about it last time you was here.
Amazing
The
food,
burgers looked
Some Mo Burgers is bomb.
Say that
Bruh.
No, it was.
And I had a cheesesteak the only time I ever had this food, and I was just like, bro, I'm
was
coming
good,
back.
right?
I'm coming back. This is the best cheesesteak I ever had in my life. And I don't like cheese, but I allowed cheese on that jump.
Yeah, no, I seen the burger like every other day. I was like, yo.
When I tell
Amazing
you
food.
it's addictive. So this is the thing, like in Dubai, it doesn't matter where you go. McDonald's, Wendy's, all the food is halal. And all the food is like 100% like real meat.
Alhamdulillah.
Like, yeah, alhamdulillah. Even if you go to McDonald's, like anything, Wendy's, anything, you're getting real food. Your stomach will not hurt. So I had to put that out there. So Mo Burgers, it's like, yeah, we had halal food on the truck, but this is like
Next level.
this was
Country
like
of halal
next
food.
level type of like I've never, and you know the Philly cheesesteak. You know how here we make the Philly cheesesteak like what is it, like
Yeah.
kind of like sliced ish
Yeah.
in a way. There it's like chopped up steak.
Wow.
Like, chopped up steak. I was like, yo, I'm not trying to leave. And I was eating like shit every day, and I lost weight.
That's vicious.
And I ate like 5
Why you
times a
think
day.
it's the walking and stuff?
No, because it's a lot of
No,
food.
because it's the food. Like,
It's
that's what
real
made me
food.
realize, like, yeah, like, yo, we're actually eating shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, even when you have a salad here, you still kind of technically eating something that's some type of like,
Process.
yeah. Over there, it's not. And I was like, yo, I can eat McDonald's. I swear to God, I haven't eaten McDonald's in 9 years. I went to Dubai, crushed that shit every day. Don't care. That shit was so
Breakfast,
good. Breakfast.
lunch?
No, I thought you said breakfast. Yes, breakfast.
No, breakfast.
Breakfast, yeah, hell yeah. And this is the thing, I had it for breakfast because that was the only thing open because that's when Dubai closed. It closed at like 7 in the morning for real. So niggas, that's all they had to eat. But
Let's talk. All right, so you're our Dubai expert at this point. We talked a little bit about food. Shout out Mo's Burgers. We always want to shout
Mo's
that
Burgers.
burger. Shout
yeah,
out
I
Big
didn't
Leannn.
even get to that. Shout out to Mo's Burgers. If y'all in Dubai, eat that shit. Go check it out. It's really, really fucking good. And
Nah,
make
for
sure you
real.
at me and at Mo Burgers when you
For
do.
real.
Remember, in Dubai, it's Mo's Burgers. That's what you're doing.
And if you missed it while it was in America, you low.
Yeah, you loaf.
You low.
I mean,
Because he was in these streets.
it's a reason to go to
Outside.
Dubai now. I'm just saying.
For sure. You
I'm
right.
just saying.
Say that in.
So you was in there. Talk to us. Like you had. I'm not gonna lie. I just said it before we like. I guess we were on camera, but y'all might not see that. But I was like, yo, I was in your DMs about this one video you had, and you was in the streets, and I was like, yo, you are in the future.
Son, I've never seen a highway like that.
Bro, and it was so funny because before you got
Like,
here, we were
ever.
talking
It looked
about
like
it.
you were floating, but in a car on the street.
Bro.
And I was just like, what the fuck? Is this the Jetsons?
We were talking about it, and I was just like,
This shit was
it's
ridiculous.
crazy how that was the two things. We weren't even talking about like when you was in the W's and the
No,
sand.
we
Now
ain't
you-
give a fuck about
all
none of that.
It was the fucking streets that
Yeah.
looked like we was in like 2028
Nah,
or
for
like
real.
48,
37 or
50. I
something.
don't know.
You get me?
Yo.
Wait. Talk to us.
The architecture in Dubai is fucking next level. I was looking at buildings that look like fucking crescents and shit. Like,
SubhanAllah.
no, seriously, I was looking at the shit. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? You know, over here we don't be trying to ride a metro all the time unless it's like necessary because it's convenient. Nah, niggas be riding the metro because that shit is lit out there. Like, you will get to where you need to get, and like the buildings, fucking amazing. Everything skyscraper. Went to the Burj Khalifa, which is, if y'all don't know, it's the tallest building in the world.
How far did you go up? You went to the very top?
I went to I was too scared to go to the top.
Yeah,
not gonna lie.
I'm scared of heights, so I wouldn't have done all that.
I was too scared to go to top, but I was like,
How many stories did you
almost
go?
up there. I think, oh my God. Honestly, see, this is the thing about Dubai. When you're in the elevator and you're going up, it doesn't tell you what floor you're going on. It just puts X. Like, it has an X. So if it's not resident, it's just X until you get to your destination.
Wow.
So I don't even know technically really how many stories it is, or they just capping for the show.
Crazy.
Wow.
But yeah, even when you go to the clubs, it's like the same thing. Like,
Dude, we're gonna get to the clubs next, but we'll finish with we're gonna continue on architecture. We'll get to clubs next. We'll get to clubs next.
but the architecture, no, literally, the Burj Khalifa was the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life. You can see all of Dubai, and it's like the top of it is like way past the clouds. So like the cloud, you look down, you see the clouds, and if it's a clear day, then you can see the city. Like it's not even like
Yeah, because
So
they be
you
having
were in the
sandstorms.
clouds.
They be having
Yeah,
clouds and
you was in the
sandstorms
clouds.
in Dubai, and like most of the buildings is like I've seen a picture
You
of like
can't see
looking
it.
down. You can't see the street. You can't see through
even
it.
when you're on the
Any of
floor,
that
you
shit.
can't see like
The top of the buildings.
not even the top of the building. You can't even see the skyline of Dubai.
Wow.
If there's a sandstorm, you can't see shit. You just see what's in front of you. That's it.
What is the like? Because have you ever been to a place not like that? Because I don't think there's a place. That's a very. But like, have you ever been to somewhere that you were like, oh, this is kind of similar? Like the something is like similar to, or was that just something you like never seen before?
Nope. That was something that I was like, it was something I was like, yo, I could believe that I was in the States, but in the future. But there was nothing I could compare. Okay, I lied. The landscaping, like the way the houses are, the villas are and stuff like that, It reminded me of Sudan. I'm not gonna lie, because I remember like going outside of like the main city, like downtown, and I'm like, okay, this looks like Dubai. But we were talking about it earlier. Yeah. I mean, it looks like Sudan, but we were talking about that earlier because we know a lot of Sudanese engineers. At that time, at the Sheikh, when he was building Dubai, he was like, I want this to look just like Sudan.
Interesting.
So,
I was wondering because there's a lot of desert and so I wondered how that plays a
part. It took like 30 years for them to build.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, and that's a climate that's not unique just to there. So I wonder if like is there any other place? Because you know
that was like an oasis before it was.
It was just if y'all look the before and after like 20 years ago and now. All you would see is just desert, and then now all you see is like
skyscrapers.
Yeah, it reminds me of like what Vegas imagines, like you say, to be in the future, like this open sort of land, sort of like the kind of like western part of the United States that isn't California. So like that middle, that middle like the Rocky Canyon, all of that, like
Utah and Colorado.
Yes, like that wild shit. If they would actually modernize outside of Vegas, like that's what. But
you know what it is? It's that like, for example,
it's like New York in the desert.
Yeah, but think about it. New York's been around for years. Like, all these places have been around for years. Dubai has just been around for 20 years. So they was just like, all right, how can we OD? You know what I'm saying? And then that's what they did.
Yeah. Especially with technology behind them.
Yeah, and money.
When I tell you, you don't see no Fed cars because there's robots everywhere and there's cameras everywhere. The Feds don't even be outside.
They got the Chinese, they got that technology from them.
Nigga, this shit is crazy.
So... let's go to the clubs next. What is partying
like? For real. I want to know this too.
That's what I want to know. What is partying like in Dubai?
I could imagine that shit is probably ridiculous.
I've partied on 2 continents so far. Europe, well, I guess the Caribbean isn't a continent, but it's a different part. So I've partied in like sort of 3 places of the world. The Caribbean, United States of America, and Europe. What is it like partying in Dubai?
What should I compare it to?
You can't probably.
Just give me the experience.
No, I didn't
Just give me the experience.
It's like, I'm trying to think of like, when you walk into it's like, it's insane. I don't even know what to compare it to. It's like, you walk in the club, and there's like so many different like sections of the club. It's like, you can go to the club, and you can go to the beach, and there's a beach party.
Wow.
Or you can go to the pool, there's a pool party. You can go inside the club, there's like, dancers and like crazy shit going on in the club. It's like so many different sections. It's like it's like 5 clubs in one, and it just be that one club. But that's on every club that you go to, like every single club. But now since it's quarantine, okay, so Dubai everything closes at 2. They don't give a fuck. Like they don't care. They close at 2.
The way you said it, like 2. Shit is just
no, they close at 2 because usually they're up
7.
like no, they're like late. You know what I mean? So 2 to them, like everybody's waking up at like midnight. Yeah, you know. But it's fucking incredible. I don't even like the club, but in Dubai,
what was the biggest difference between like party, like the club experience there versus like maybe DC, other places in America? You think?
I'm not gonna lie, America party's the best though. It's the vibes. We like know how to like turn up, party, like enjoy ourselves. Like we don't give a shit. Like we would turn up. And Dubai is not like they don't have our vibes. I'm gonna say that the club is lit, but if you were to place like DC in Dubai, nigga, my mind can't even crazy. Like that shit might explode or something. Like I don't even fucking know. Like
what's respect?
But they don't. Everybody's on some, what's it from?
They're conservative type people, and like
not even that. It's like people from all over the place. Yeah. It's like it's not even modest in the club.
It's not.
It's wild as shit, but it's not.
I just meant Dubai as a whole.
That's what I'm thinking. It's a conservative kind of country, so people would maybe like.
When you go outside of Dubai, like Abu Dhabi, places like that, yes, it's conservative.
Yeah,
but if
but
like,
in Dubai, we get it. We get it. We get it in.
And niggas is quite the shit out of me. I'm like, yo, where am I at? We don't even do this in America. Like, y'all niggas is wild. Like, y'all talk about us for what?
Oh my gosh.
Talk about us for what?
I'm weak. I'm really weak at talking about us for what. Because listen, the thing about America is literally the punching, like the laughing or punching joke, whatever the fuck. I'm kind of.
No, they love. Yo, they eat that shit. No, they love America. Like, if y'all were to go and y'all told me y'all from America, that's it. That's all you need to say. I swear to God. That's all you need
No,
to say.
it's
like,
crazy. Like when you, like she's right. Like when you be at Europe and like people find they're like, ooh, you know, it's like
I mean, so it's like the States when you go out somewhere and you be like, oh yeah, I'm from the DMV.
and you from a different part of the like
exactly.
It's like
that, but like,
I've been
but to the amplified, yep. Because it's not you now you represent all 50 states. You're not just representing. You know when you were from like Maryland and you were another state, you just represent Maryland and like okay, like now you represent Texas, New York, Cali.
I'm not repping Maryland, just PG County, baby.
Okay.
Just PG County. Right. I can't speak for this whole thing. I can't stay for this whole thing. Like,
here's my thing about repping for the whole squad because like okay,
Royce, nigga.
nah, we gotta give it to her.
No,
I was reaching for
y'all.
This is for
I
you.
was reaching for juice.
You gotta pass it to us because you the big dog tonight. You the big dog.
All right, well, yeah,
Tap tap.
tap.
Yeah, it's a real man.
I'll pass that to him.
Bring
Guys, pass it. Everybody got to tap it.
bring back the change.
Do that then.
You tapped it, Omatic?
Yeah.
All right.
All right, well, who wants to do the honors of?
You.
No,
You
not
the
me.
big dog.
Yeah.
You the big
That's
dog
your
tonight.
fault. Go ahead, do your thing, so.
It is on camera. I can't do it. There we go. All
Adam
right, what are you
Sandler.
taking? Triple shots. I'm playing.
Jesus.
I couldn't even do that. I'm playing. I can't even do that. No, hell no. I really can't do that. And by the way, the fucking liquor in Dubai was watered the fuck down.
Of course.
Cap and shit. Unless you go to like
Thank you,
the
man.
liquor store, you drink your fucking nigga. I took 14 shots of Patron Anejo. I was barely tipsy. That's how I knew they was a fucking lie.
Cups.
Yeah, I had to chug the whiskey to get to the tequila. Y'all see the vibes, right?
That's a nasty
I'm 2 cups of
segue.
whiskey in, bro. I was drinking whiskey before I left the house. You need a shot and a cup. Noted, brother.
Wait, everybody's taking a shot, right?
Yeah. I forgot we was recording for like 2 seconds.
A little heavy-handed.
That's what I like. Let me make sure, yeah.
She's making sure our cups are good enough.
Cause
I'm right here with it.
a shot is too small. Perfect. Do y'all thing. Wait, I need one more cup for a chaser. I can't do the next drink.
Brother, you got a cup for your chaser, Charles?
Oh yeah, I've been doing this all night, man.
Okay. He has, though.
You know what I'm saying, man?
Charles be on his head.
My thing about, I was talking to Shawty the other night. She was like, "You don't know how to chill when you drink." I was like, "No." I was like,
What?
I have one.
If we're drinking,
Like if I'm drinking, I'm getting
We
drunk.
are drinking.
Like I'm
This
not
shit
drinking.
does not taste good.
Like you
I
would
do
never.
not enjoy
Right,
it.
so you try to go
Yeah,
oh,
hey,
let's
we're
get
going
it
in,
done.
baby.
Bro,
We're going up.
I treat drinking
I'm
like
drinking to the point this shit does not taste like
I don't taste.
That shit
I don't
tastes like
taste.
taste.
Listen,
like-
I don't drink just to like social drink. Like,
This is
that's
not-
weird to me.
This is not fun for me.
I smoke to socially smoke.
At all.
Like
Thank you, brother.
Shit tastes nasty. as
yeah,
a
like
motherfucker.
people talk about socially drinking. I'm like, that's awkward. That's alcoholism
That's
to me
insanity,
personally.
brother.
Like
Hold on.
Nah, that
personally, like
I don't think so.
I mean,
It's a
I'm
boy.
maybe you know what? You're right. I'm judging, so she's right. She's better than me. But
That's stuff of the law.
me personally, like I know smoking. Like I socially smoke. Like I won't have to do anything, but I just like
I just
I just smoke just because I need to. Type shit.
I just smoke.
I don't need to drink. It's turn up time. Like we get active. We having good
Facts.
bamboo wolf. So that's why we drinking now. So we gonna get lit.
Yeah.
So let's get it then.
Shit.
Here we go. To getting lit. Good vibes.
Get lit vibes.
To that.
You know the gang.
Vibes.
Welcome back to Hot Codes, the podcast, y'all. Chill intermission. That was a shot.
All right. So
That was gross.
that wasn't that bad.
Where's the wing?
And that shit was a little different.
So let's
Boy,
fin-
Casamigos and you sometimes.
so let's finish a little bit of Dubai talk.
Okay, let's do it.
We went to the club. We went to the architecture. We went to the food.
More
More burgers.
More burgers.
Let's talk about just like social, like what is like being a woman. Ooh, I seen it. I love your faces.
The
Your
tense up was
You
crazy.
give the best faces. Talk to me about that. Whatever that emotion was on that face, let me hear it.
I've already talked shit. So no. Honestly, man. All right. So outside of Dubai, I'm about to get real quick because nobody's probably expecting this.
I want to hear it.
But social was really fucking tough. It was tough. Why? Because first of all, nobody thinks I speak Arabic. That's first thing. Okay. Second of all,
You look too black.
they're like, oh,
She's
you know,
Americanized.
they're just racist. They're just racist. Arabs are racist.
Not even if she's American. She just looks black enough not to be Arab.
But the thing is, I don't consider myself Arab, even though I speak Arabic or whatever the case is. I'm Sudanese. I don't consider myself Arab.
Interesting.
Even Sudanese people will have that conflict, like something. No, we're African. That's where I come from. I think that I'm African. Yes, I speak Arabic. Okay, cool. Wowzers, whatever.
Are there Arabs in Sudan?
What?
Yes.
Yes,
But
But it's about identity. That's
for sure.
what's important.
I identify as being an African.
You know what I'm saying?
sure.
That's what I'm saying. She's not saying she's not. She's like, my identity is African before anything. I might.
Because the thing is, the only reason why people would say we're Arab is because when they came, like when they came down,
the Arab
colonized
migration and all
But the
that.
thing about it is that
Exactly,
like
but
you
we're-
look more like my sisters, to be perfectly honest,
Yes.
than like the quote unquote Arab
Because
woman.
that's what it is. And the thing is, like, if people are like, and I'm gonna say Egypt, you're gonna hate me, I don't give a fuck. Like, when I tell you the real, like, actual, like, pharaohs and people that come, they're African, they're black, they're Sudanese, they're not Egyptian, they're Sudanese. Politically, they're Egyptian, barely, not
Do you
really,
know-
they're Nubian.
do you know
I
anything
tell
about?
them all the time, like, it was 3 empires.
you know anything about the
Mali,
heretic
Sudan, and Morocco.
No.
Okay. There are people who are from East Africa, and the Ghanaian people believe like those are their like descendants, like the
Oh, wait,
ancestors.
I think I read about this before.
Yeah.
say who?
Heretic. It's two. They both start. They're heretic and like, it's something. But
Yeah,
like that's
I've
the
heard about
name.
them.
I
yeah.
think I'm right.
And
I
they
think
believe
I've
they're
heard about
the descendants, and they come from apparently Egypt and Sudan. Like that is their birth.
because that's where, like,
Everybody
Mankind.
came from.
right.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, okay, but let me go back to Dubai.
Dubai.
So Arabs are racist.
She's
Cats
so
out the
much
bag.
better
I
at this
called
than
y'all
us.
out.
She is.
Who cares? The majority of Arabs are racist. So in Dubai,
Especially when
there's
it's a darker skin.
what? Especially if you're African.
Yeah, that shit is
Like,
crazy.
And it's so crazy.
You're the real Arabs.
And so the thing is, when I was there, like, niggas was talking shit. Like, let me tell you.
About you?
Yo, I would hear the wildest things, like, in Arabic, though. They're like, oh, she's so pretty. Like, this is the first time. Like, or it's, like, weird comments like that. Or, like, oh, like, wow, look at her. This. Yo, I gotta tell y'all an incident. This is something I have to share with you guys.
Ooh.
I honestly wasn't gonna share it with anybody, but since we're on the topic, Cosmico's involved. I'm gonna share.
Yeah, I'm about to say Cosmic
do
is
it, baby.
flowing, buddy.
So there's like, okay, so in Dubai, being a Muslim country and being whatever, prostitution's big. Prostitution's huge in Dubai.
Interesting.
It's like everywhere. Like, you see it in your face.
You know what's funny?
They take the women from Sudan.
You know what's funny? On like two of the last couple episodes, we've talked about prostitution.
For real?
When I was in Mexico, like some dude would offer me like he was like, "Yo, these are the
Yes,
prostitutes."
they show you the prostitutes and you look at them. Yo, let me tell you, you see prostitute cards on the floor. You go to the mall, you see these Emiratis cashing out joints. And this is the thing. They have this thing for, like, if you're white, you got blue eyes, blonde hair, but you hoe, you're not a prostitute.
Wow.
Interesting.
But if you're black, it doesn't matter if you hoe or not,
You're a prostitute.
you're a prostitute.
Interesting.
So let me tell you about the experience. So I went to go visit my friend, and it was a pregame at their place. So I'm going to the hotel, and in Dubai you have to check in because technically you're not allowed to be in a hotel room if you're not married, whatever, with other men. So whatever. So I check in the front.
Muslim
In my
family.
mind, I'm like,
for
in
sure.
America, we just walk the fuck through if you know what the fuck, where you going. Yeah. So I'm walking through, and I asked the bell, I'm like, yo, where are the elevators? Never mind, I see it. I keep walking. He's like, ma'am, come back. And I'm like, yeah, what's up? He's like, what room are you going to? I tell him. He's like, oh, okay, who do you know? I tell him the name. He's like, nah, you got checking at the front. I'm like, what? For what? Nah, my friend about to come downstairs right now. Come get me. You tripping. So I'm waiting. And my friend comes down and gets me. And the bellman's like, all right, you got to check in the front. So my friend's like, all right, whatever, fine. So we go to the front. And they're like, can we have your ID? So I give them my passport, whatever. And it says, like, American, you know, like the United States of America, whatever, pass it to them. They're like, do you have your PCR test? And keep in mind, I can't get into the country unless I have a PCR test. Like, no, I can't even leave America if I don't have a PCR test.
That's true.
So they thought I had a fake U.S. passport.
Wow.
And I was finessing some type of shit. And this is like what I'm giving them. Nigga, did I cuss them the fuck out? I said, hold the fuck
Arabic?
up.
Of course.
Nigga, no, hell no, in English. I'm like, y'all got me fucked up.
That's what I'm saying. You know she do both, so I had to make sure.
No, it was in
I thought it
English
was gonna
because,
be in Arabic.
because
That's what I'm saying. I had to make
I wasn't
sure.
even
I had to
speaking in
make sure.
Arabic in Dubai.
That's
I
what I'm
really
saying.
wasn't.
I had to make sure. I had to make sure what because that's the sneaky part you could play.
But I did that on purpose because it's like before anything, I'm black and y'all not about to play me because I don't give a fuck what y'all do. I'm
Hey, hold
standing
on.
up for my
Before you
motherfucking
can,
people.
let's make that's hard. Let's make some noise for that. I'm black before anything. I'm black before anything.
I'm black before anything.
I'm black.
don't
I
care.
respect that. I respect that.
And then my
That's
mom
hard.
like,
That's hard. That's hard.
no, for real. And I don't give
Child
a fuck
knowing.
about none of that
That's
shit.
hard.
Because honestly, and then in my mind, I think about it, I'm like, damn, y'all being racist, y'all being funny. But I'm like, even in the Quran, it teaches you that even one of our prophets, one of the best prophets, that's one of the best examples, was black. And y'all niggas over here set tripping over what?
A lot
Did you
of
come from
prophets
where?
had dark skin.
Since y'all found fucking oil under your ground a couple years ago and y'all came from descent, don't do that shit because y'all embarrassing your own prophets. And that's the stuff I don't like. And I'm gonna be honest. So, and I'm gonna keep it real. So y'all can turn it down later on if you
Acting
want
like
to.
the Kufar.
Yeah, and so anyway, so when I was mad, I cussed them the fuck out. I went on about my business, but the thing is, that I had to face that when I tell y'all I was fighting for like
My life.
for my life on a daily, more than I ever have in the States. I swear to God, I'm not lying. In the States, it's like it's just like what am I about to say?
Systemic racism.
Systemic. I'm fucking drunk. Systemic. So it was hard. It's hard, and I know, but I know which
like
when to
women.
speak
It
and
was
when not to
even
speak.
She's giving me today.
It was either systemic or systematic.
Can't say
but
it.
It was
felt
systemic
either
and
way.
systematic at the
Yeah.
same time.
It was
Which one?
Wow.
I knew it.
Shout out to
I
you.
knew what it was.
But like for real, in Dubai, it's like, and I was like, damn, I gotta just I gotta prove that like
I'm me.
I'm me and I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? In my mind, every day it was like, I'm gonna get deported today. I'm like, it's
Wow.
funny, but I'm serious.
I feel it.
It was that stressful.
It's OC, you
It's
guys.
vicious
Being
over there,
black,
bro.
being black,
Yeah.
that
It's
when I went
vicious.
overseas, I'm like, I knew I was fighting for shit here,
Yeah.
but going overseas and I'm like, yo, this is a different type of like fight completely.
When I was reading about the black Afghanis going through what they going through over there, I was just like, oh yeah, like this is
You
vicious.
getting beat
And
the
then-
fuck up in your own country?
And then the black Sudanese, like
AKA South Sudanese people, which are my favorite fucking people in the world because y'all some real ass niggas.
for sure.
That's the shit that I
You know
hate.
what's funny? The last time I was talking about traveling on this episode, I was like
talking about
South
going to
Sudan.
South
I literally
Sudan.
said South Sudan. It was an
Yeah.
accident. I just meant this, but I said South or something.
But I want to go to a mosque in Sudan, so that's part of my mosque tour in Africa.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, a mosque in Sudan, you'll find it there, but like beautiful, like everything. Okay, so let me not do this. Sudan is beautiful, yes.
Yeah.
But you go to South Sudan, it's also
Gorgeous.
just as
I'm
just
here.
as amazing.
I'm
like
here.
and this is the thing, like there's racism everywhere. I'm not gonna get y'all know I'm super political, but
Charles.
No, I quit being political. I don't know if you heard, but like I quit. Like I get.
why? What happened?
That
Listen,
guy.
man.
What set it off? You told him
That
not to?
guy.
No, it wasn't
He
him.
pressured it.
Honestly, let me tell you exactly what happened. A few weeks ago,
Did you not?
somebody was talking about something in the world. It was on like my
So
Twitter,
we're
and I
lying.
was just like,
We're
none
lying.
of this matters anymore. No. I was in Mexico, and I was just talking to someone randomly about
I need to
politics.
go on his Mexico trip.
We talking about going back later
Yeah,
this
we're
year.
talking about going to Playa again, but before the summer's over. And when I went there, I was just talking to politics with somebody, and I was like, bro, none of this matters.
Yeah.
Like it's just like at least American
Were you
politics.
going off
Like
the coke then?
Doesn't matter.
No, Charles.
It doesn't matter.
Charles.
Honestly,
Charles, we are them people.
like 25% of that trip, I was going off the coke. We're gonna keep it.
All right.
I want to talk about that experience, but
Let's talk about it. You didn't get like we talked about. Let's talk about it.
I've seen Charles cry off the coke, but he was also on like 3. He was on like 4 other drugs though.
I'll cry off of something.
I was
wait,
on.
what were the other drugs? You don't have to answer
I
that.
did.
I
He
just
did
wanna know.
I did
Molly,
like a
shrooms,
Molly-
and acid.
Yeah,
At the same time?
Yeah, and cocaine.
All
the
in one
same
day.
time?
All in
And
one day.
one day.
So
we
I
went to Made in
think
America.
so. I think we
was in
started with
Philadelphia.
weed and liquor.
Definitely.
Then we did coke before we left, and
Charles
then when
did
we
coke. He was
went,
the only one that did coke.
and then we went to the Made in America. Someone
I had to make that point known.
No, we did acid before we left,
We
and then
definitely did acid before we left.
did we do coke and we
How
did
can
You
how can you
did
skip
coke.
over coke and do acid?
Hold on.
right. Thank you. Listen,
Right, no, seriously.
at this point, this is back in the
Hold
G
on,
when
Why?
I
Because you thought that
No.
shrooms was the segue?
Exactly.
She didn't offer it to everybody.
I knew her from college, so that was the thing.
Exactly. She didn't offer it to everybody.
But like, if they wanted to, they
I'm
could
not.
have.
Yeah, I didn't ask.
Well, she didn't offer the coke to everybody?
No.
Yeah,
She
she
was
offered
just
coke
like,
as
she
well.
took the little joint out
I'm
and she was
saying
like,
it's not that fantastic.
she was like, you want a bump? And I was just like,
Also, American Coke is mad whack. All right, so
it's
listen,
mid.
I was in NY. I was in NY a few weeks ago, and someone gave me coke.
You know what I'm saying?
Someone gave me coke, and I
I
did a
don't want
bump,
to do the mid coke. You
and
know
the
what I'm
shit was like,
I don't do nothing mid.
at best, like a 4. The shit I did in Mexico
Was like a
I
12,
tell
bud.
you,
Nigga Charles said my
my
mouth
shit-
is numb. When I
my
got that
shit
text
was
message, I
numb.
knew.
How'd you feel, though? Like, how'd you
All right.
feel?
That was the
This is
best.
the thing.
Like, Charles, explain. I'm gonna go.
All right, so here's the thing about the Mexico Coke. We did 2 Coke. So the first night we did Coke, it was strictly powder, and it was so good. It was just like it was like party. It was numb.
But did it last a long time?
No. Coke never lasts a long time.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I'm like,
It was quick though, but we did a lot of Coke. We did enough Coke to be like, oh yeah,
lit for a certain amount of
lit for a
time.
certain amount of time.
But the only thing about that, though, is that you got to keep.
Yeah, you gotta keep doing Coke. That's the thing about Coke. You gotta like I tell people, don't do Coke unless you have long bread or you're ready to like
Do it for a long period of time.
either one. Like you gotta have a lot of Coke or you gotta have long bread because like if you do Coke, like if you get like a ball like and you split among people, you're gonna be done after the pack and you're just gonna be like, all right, what's next? So like
Facts.
it's kind of null and void. But like it's like 2 of you. And that's a different story, you know what I'm saying? And that was the thing, like it wasn't a lot of people who was doing it. It was only me and 2 other people. So like we had
So
this,
that was high.
we were lit for the 2 of us for the night, the 3 of us for the night lit. So we're just boom, 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 getting turned up off the Coke. So it's great. My thing about Coke in Mexico though is like it actually was numb. Like here, I've done Coke, and it will be numb for like 5, maybe 10 minutes, and then
This
I'm
was
back.
none during like duration.
This shit was numb until like I got sober again, and then I was like, oh,
Oh hell no.
my shit is back. Like that's how good the Coke was. Like I lied to you. I've done Coke.
Okay, so
I don't do Coke, but I've done enough Coke to know what is good and bad Coke.
No way. Yeah. He's making me so. Hold on. Out of the list that we just listed, what was your favorite? Right, Chef's Kiss.
All right. I tell these people all the time, if I'm going to list drugs, it's always weed first. Because this is my
Fuck
thing.
though. No. We're not gonna consider that. I already assumed weed was number one.
Okay. All right. So if weed is number 1, and we're saying like weed is gold standard and everything else is under, it goes acid, shrooms, then Coke. But
Hold on.
Acid,
We listing
shrooms, then
drugs?
Coke.
yes.
Yes.
But it only goes like that for this reason because acid is the most fun. Like when I'm talking about having a good time and like
Yeah.
woo, and like
that acid.
that's like when I think of drugs, I think of acid.
No.
I'm scared to do. I'm scared
Listening,
to ever
listen,
try
no.
that.
Listening to when we saw Future perform. That's
Yeah,
when my.
I promise you, that's
when,
why-
That's when my acid.
I'm not gonna say that's why I
really
started
kicked
doing
in.
drugs, but I'm gonna say like
Did
I
he
had no.
levitate? What was the scenery?
All right, so the
Bro,
first song
acid
he
is so
first
fun,
song
y'all.
he came
Do
on the
acid
scene.
at least once.
The first song he started with at the Made in America we went
I'm
to
not
was
even like big on drugs, but like do acid at least once.
I served a bass. Like he literally came out to I served a
Hell
bass.
no. Hell no.
I was
if I
dead-
heard the bass and I was turned up like
Bro,
that off, I
That's smooth.
No,
listen. That was the year Beyonce was that made America, bro. I promise you.
I remember that year.
I started crying.
No, we did.
I saw Beyonce.
He did.
And I dead ass.
No. Hold on. Let me set the scene. Let me set the scene. Let me set the scene.
Oh, Matt was
He wasn't there.
Oh,
he wasn't there.
It was P. It was P. All right.
Because I won the tickets on the
radio.
radio.
It was P.
Yeah. So
You won the tickets to Made in America?
on the radio, yeah, I had to do a spelling contest. The
What
winning
you
word.
spell?
The winning word was astronomy.
ASTR.
And the whole kill is-
ASTRONOMOY. Astronomy. I probably got it wrong.
You did, but no, he struggled at the end. He got it
I probably
together on the
added another
second
O.
part.
God.
You got it together on the second try, but you didn't get it the first time. So, but yeah. So the winning word was astronomy. I was in the car smoking P, whatever, blah blah blah. And so I won the tickets. I was with P, and I was just like, "Hey, you want to go?" He said, "Yeah." So, all right. So set the scene, Beyonce. We trying to find food because we had off
And
our
we're trying to
ass.
leave. I
And
remember it was
we
the
was
end.
about to leave.
We're trying to go home.
And so we just hear like screaming. And when we say screaming, like I mean like deafening screaming to the point where like we cannot talk to each other screaming. But like and then we turn around and like the stage is black, screens black,
Everything
of that.
is black,
Everything
bro.
is
If you
black.
tell me he's screaming, I swear to God.
No, he was not screaming.
But we were listen, we're
Me and Charles are hitting a J looking for
I
French
forget
fries.
who was performing before her, but we're like, we had finished. We're like, all right, boom.
Yeah.
We're walking because we're like, yo, we're gonna leave. It's time to go home.
But y'all knew Beyonce was performing, y'all.
We did.
We
But
did,
it was
but
like
we didn't care.
We didn't care at that point. Like,
But-
bro, at that point, I didn't care.
Y'all wasn't ready for the beehive though.
But not.
No, we was ready to go home.
We was
But
ready
we
to go
had
home.
been there a long ass day. We
Yeah.
had seen Future, but we had seen everybody we came to see.
Yeah,
so
for
we're
sure.
good. We're happy.
Then you seen the real
No. But I ain't gonna lie though. When it got close for the headline of Beyonce to come on, the bitches did come out. I ain't gonna lie. Because the same bitches, the same bitches that we saw during the Beyonce part wasn't the same bitches that we saw earlier that day.
That's fine.
Duh,
But I was
'cause it's the
personally,
beehive.
But
Listen,
that's
personally-
that's just me looking. Charles was not focused on
listen,
that.
personally, I was
And
ready
so-
to go home. I did ask, like,
Yeah,
we had
'cause
spent
we
a
had
lot.
Yeah, them festivals be long as shit.
But we had so much
And
weed
here's the
at the
thing. And here's the
jump.
thing. I used to do festivals. Like I used to go to Roots Picnic.
Yeah, he
I was
did,
like,
yeah.
I was in the.
But
like,
you were in Philly though, Charles.
and I was in Philly, so like I used to love going to those festivals in particular. So I was tired. Like I was legitimately drunk and fucked up and ready to go home.
And we couldn't breathe right for like 3 days after that.
Bro, we're walking. We're walking to the back.
It was
lights
dust.
go off.
Endless dust.
Boom, boom.
Yeah. And then we just see
Beyonce came up to her.
No, we just turned around in the middle. Like I did. We were in
Yeah,
like
we
the
were
middle.
in the middle.
Oh,
Just
wow.
dead ass just
Yeah.
turned around because we're walking back from the front. Like
Yeah.
we just
was
turned
all the way at the
around.
front. All the way at the front.
Dead ass turned
And y'all
around.
walked away from the front with
No.
Beyonce was coming.
Yeah, listen.
Yeah.
We were in the middle.
Had
All we
nothing.
saw was a spotlight in the middle of the
Bro.
stage. And we were just like,
Niggas turn around.
and we were just like, and Charles was like, "You still got that J?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Go ahead, spark that."
Bro.
And so I sparked the J.
I
And
turn
then
around.
and then like people are still screaming, and then
I
Charles
look.
turns around
Bro,
finally.
I look.
and then Beyonce
I
just
see Beyonce walking
on stage.
to the like he
The
said
spotlight.
the spotlight. She's walking to the spotlight.
And then people were screaming louder. And we were
Bro,
just like,
she
son,
get there.
I've never had chills in my body like that. I was like, this would have must have been like to see Michael Jackson.
Shawty dead ass get there, and I start crying. I
Charles
dead
started crying.
ass started crying.
And
Like,
I was just like, hey, Charles, you good? He was like, hey, bro,
Hold on.
I'm all right. And I was just
Now
like,
you turned around and see Beyonce start crying. Hey, yo,
no.
Bro.
Beyonce
It wasn't
is
just
the
that.
Listen.
motherfucking God.
listen.
Charles tapped his
listen.
chest.
I was
He
so
did,
high.
he dead ass said,
I was so high. I was
I'm
like,
good, bro.
I was
And
like,
I was like, damn.
I was like, damn. Because here's the thing, I've been high this whole time.
All
This
day.
whole- all day. Like
But
I
then
done,
everybody is
I done done all these drugs.
Slim.
And
Me
I
and
just,
Charles
and like it
did
just
a
hit
K-Day
me.
shrooms.
It literally just hit me at that moment. I don't know why. It was like,
Because
damn,
Beyonce has that effect
No,
it's
no, no, no.
Beyonce.
Son.
That shit hit me. I like low key. He be counting sometimes on stories, but this story
Nah,
he is
dead ass.
he is
I'm
100
so
He
accurate.
is 100.
I'm 100% accurate,
I
bro.
literally turned around.
And
I
he-
saw her walking, and I was like,
And the teardrop, and
"This
then
nigga
like,
said you crying?" I was
hey,
like,
son, this what, cause you know,
I was like, "Bro, I'm
trying
high
to
as shit."
light the bag, son.
I was like, "I'm high as shit, bro." I'm like, "I'm high as shit,
Charles
bro."
said, like that right quick, move, and I was just like, all right, so we.
I told him I'm high as shit, bro.
I was like, all right, so we about to be standing here for a few minutes.
Yeah, But we listen. We didn't even finish her set. We dead ass finished it, Jay, and had to walk away.
We had to walk away.
I was too fried, bro.
I've never been amazed like
fried,
that in
bro.
a set, bro. And the whole killer, son, she came on to like.
I forgot what she came on.
Son,
I can't
she
even
came
lie to
on
you,
to
bro.
one of them junks. Them,
I'm just telling you.
you need a real nigga in your life that's good. What's that? What song is that? Come on, cuz y'all don't leave me hanging like that.
That's all the crazy in love, bro.
Yeah,
That's what that album.
son, that's off that album. Like she came out to one of them junks. Nah, she came. Son, when I say son, I got elbowed by a female.
That shit was like 2013. That was like 2013 or 14.
Like, I'm talking about go elbow like a nigga, like Ace-Lin, watch out.
Yeah, because
like,
it's Beyonce. You taking up her.
I need to pass my phone to the lead mic so I can get my set on tight.
That's like low key. After that day,
that changed
I've
my
never
whole
really talked
perspective
about
of Beyonce.
Low key, I only say nothing or only good things about Beyonce.
For
like,
sure.
Niggas actually like the second episode of this podcast. I was like, yo, I was bigging up. I was like, yo, Queen Beyonce. Like, there's no like low key only positive things or nothing at all.
Because after I saw that
Like
shit,
even when she does, like even when I have qualms with like some of her actions, I'm just like,
son, when I saw that shit in person, I was really
low
just
key,
like,
she's my female Kanye.
wow.
Like low key, she's my female Kanye. Like she could do a lot of bad things, and I kind of would be like,
you know who concert?
She would never though.
You know who concert?
That's why I love her. She doesn't talk.
I didn't
love her.
I didn't go to this
She's
concert,
Lloyd
but
Harvey.
I
Like
went
Lloyd
there.
Harvey is using Beyonce as the blueprint.
For
like
sure.
that's what you girls don't realize.
Beyonce
Well,
and
I don't
Rihanna.
even want to say. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna say it. I don't even want Lori Harvey and Beyonce at the same time. Lori Harvey, I get what you're saying, like her inspiration.
Yeah, inspiration.
But it's like two different types of things. Lori Harvey not talking because she want her shit come out. Beyonce not talking because
she know better.
Because these niggas ain't worth her motherfucking
That's
time.
what I'm saying. Like
and you ain't about to fuck up the
Beyonce.
bag.
Listen, you know what I think?
Nothing.
You know what I think Beyonce understands? She understands celeb. Like there's a certain allure.
She's a child star.
That's the true too. That's true too.
She been like that since a kid. That's the thing. It's not like a new
what's that? Star Search?
Yeah.
Like,
Matt had a tweet the other day. Shout out to Matthew Massacoy. Shout out to the Lions thing. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and do that. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know nothing about the Lions thing, go ahead and follow us. You know what I'm saying? Do all that good stuff.
Yeah, pour up.
But he said he had a great tweet the other day. He was like, Lil Wayne is a child star.
For sure.
And we forget
At
about
16,
that.
I bought
all
my
of
first
that.
Mercedes Benz.
Yes.
Fucked 1,000
Lil
million
Wayne
in
was
that
set and
girlfriend.
And he
At
was
18.
27 when he said that.
No, but I'm saying
That's
like
what I'm saying. Like, and you.
the idea that he said that back then
Yeah.
lets you know that he was a child.
Yes.
He's legit at 16. He
I
had
bought
his.
my first Mercedes.
That's
Benz.
my point. Like he been a child star.
I didn't lease it, didn't finance it.
I bought it.
I bought it.
No. That's the thing about Beyonce. Like her stardom isn't like she used to talk
Definitely
to the
about
press.
to make it drink
She
on
doesn't talk to the press no more. Not because
Say that
she doesn't want to. She doesn't have to. She's
You're
talked to
bad
the. She did that.
Yeah.
She used to do interviews.
Lena is a
she used to
bad
be on
influence.
TRL. Y'all remember when Beyonce had the denim dress with the Yankees fitted on TRL?
All right, hold on, Charles. You just took it back.
Bro, that's my
You
thing
said
about Beyonce.
TRL and then you just listed
That's
a
my
whole
song.
denim fit.
Bro, that's my thing about Beyonce. Like, my thing about Beyonce is that the other day I was thinking to myself, why doesn't she talk? And I'm like, because she already did it for like 10 years.
Yeah.
So for her, it's not like I'm hiding. You guys had the chance to know me.
Yeah.
And if you didn't ask the right questions back
I was one
then,
of Destiny's Children.
if you didn't ask the right questions back then, I'm
was
too
one of
big now.
Destiny's Children.
And that's more like low key. Like,
Yeah,
why
for
would
sure.
she talk?
Like shit.
She
She
was
does no
Destiny's
need.
chosen one.
She's no need to
I
talk.
think it's some whole influence too, just because Hov don't be talking to us like that.
She's a better rapper than her.
But here's the thing.
hold
Hov
on.
does things.
Yeah, he does.
What
He
was
does things.
said?
Beyonce,
But at one point,
only thing Beyonce does are
Absolutely fucking not.
Have you heard Beyonce
First of
rap
all,
on the
we-
beat recently?
First of
Talk,
all,
hold on. I want you to get your shit off. So, talk your shit.
we gonna say it again. So first of all, Hov had a whole bunch of bitches, and Beyonce she been like doing her thing. Hov, which is the GOAT, Hov, you the GOAT, looked at Beyonce and said, "Oh my motherfucking God,
She's better than me.
I want to date her." Yeah, granted, he did his little stupid
She
shit
got
and
more
then
bread
someone
than
else
him,
with his
bro.
ass in the elevator, but that's life.
Like
Bruh.
she's better than him, bro.
But he looked at Beyonce like,
know what
holy shit.
You know what I think he saw?
And then she out-rapped him on one of the songs.
You know what I think he saw? I think he saw a version of him that he could never be.
Off Bucks.
No, not even that. He looked at Beyonce and said, "You are badass. You are beyond this world, you were like,
all right. So can I say something? Do you think not because of Jay-Z, but I'm just saying women in general? Do you think that there's not other women that you could say the same thing about? Like, not that Beyonce isn't
there's
one
only
of them.
one person that I would ever say at that time when Jay-Z was like, okay, you know when Jay-Z
Oh, we're
was
talking
with
about
Beyonce.
for him particular.
For him.
Oh, okay, that's different. Okay, you respect. Continue.
I felt your question though.
No, because
no.
Oh, you saying period?
Save
that's
that.
what I'm saying.
Save
That's
that.
what I'm saying. Because
Save that.
my thing about Beyonce is I think she is so unique because she's being able to hone it in a better way than anybody. Like there's been Mariah Carey, there's been Ashanti's, there's been other girls who've been
Rihanna.
But Beyonce is overall the full package.
She's been able to hone in everything and hit every calculated button every time. Like that's why I think her and Jay-Z are so perfect because Jay-Z's the same way. Like Jay-Z, even when he wasn't number one, he was always
still number one.
He was that's Beyonce. Like even when Beyonce wasn't number one, she was always there.
She was always number one.
You think so?
No, yeah, I think Beyonce's always number one.
See, that's the thing about me. I think there was always a time before like 05, 04, 05, where there were other girls who were like,
Okay.
Like, what you talking about?
Christina Aguilera was smoking her.
Even 06, 07.
Smoking her before 05.
But you know what?
06, 07.
I'm a no, but Christina Aguilera was smoking her. Why? Because at that time,
Yes, you're right.
they wasn't putting
You
the
true.
Queen,
but
Boss,
like,
Black.
but like Mariah
Shorty.
Carey's and the Whitney Houston's like
Smoking her.
Mariah Carey's white passing.
Smoking her.
That's
That's true.
Carey. She's white passing.
So what about Whitney? Because Whitney had.
Whitney was dogging niggas.
That's what I'm saying. That's my point.
Whitney is my bitch.
That's my point.
Whitney,
Like,
yeah.
and that's my point. Like, no, I love
It was like-
Beyonce, but there are other, like even Toni Braxton.
Rest in peace.
When Toni Braxton was at her peak, bro, my aunties.
Niggas, yeah,
Listen,
for them, like,
I got African
back to
aunties.
back to
I got African aunties, and they were singing the Toni Braxton, my nigga.
That's
like,
true.
that's what
But let
I'm
me tell you
saying,
something.
bro.
But though, in the
They were
90s,
smoking Beyonce. Hey.
they were smoking Beyonce because Beyonce wasn't really out there.
She was
out there
still one of
until the-
Destiny's
No,
Children.
until the
She was still a
2000s,
child, though.
though.
She was still a child.
But until
That's
the
why
2000s,
still child. It's one of Destiny's
y'all,
Children.
It's a different generation.
wasn't
Like
right.
in the 90s, y'all, you had Nickelodeon, y'all had motherfucking
That's what I think,
Justin
like-
Timberlake and fucking
Britney Spears.
That's my thing.
singing
As a,
fucking R&B and hip hop and shit.
as a teenager,
Blink
remember,
182.
this is my thing about Beyonce. Remember when she was on Smart Guy?
Yeah.
To me, low key, I think that was kind of
That's
the
when I
shift
fell in love.
that kind of brought her
Jason
into
Weaver. We need-
the pop mainstream.
But no,
Bro, I'm
I
gonna shout
don't
out
even.
Jason Weaver.
Oh, big legend.
Shout out to Jason Weaver. That nigga was the voice.
Shout out to his album. His album came out in like '95.
Son.
And it went like
Years ago.
and it went like
It went gold for sure.
But you guys know, but there's a whole different
He was
thing
the
when it
voice
comes
of
to like
Simba.
talking about artists and the generation they came out in. Though it's
That's
not
true.
just
Simba.
That's true.
Beyonce was coming to Beyonce
Lion
when she
King.
came out.
Yeah.
She was coming
Late
against
90s.
the
Broadway.
late 90s or
Yeah.
the house, the techno, the white people.
Yeah.
That's what it was about. In the 90s,
the pop. Yeah.
in the 90s,
Katy
90s, the
feel
hefty
me.
90s, black people run that shit on every fucking network.
You right.
Every
UPN.
network.
I got my
everything.
wisdom cap on you.
But see, that's my thing about Beyonce. She has so much more competition. Like, even like somebody like Aaliyah. Like there was so
And
much.
that's what I was gonna say. If there's only one other person that Jay-Z would have got with, if it
It's
wasn't for
Aaliyah.
Beyonce, it was gone.
But she was under.
But see, my thing about is like, and that's my thing about Beyonce. Like there was legit
you need to put
competition
your
for
mic
her
on if you're gonna be
at
talking.
a certain
What you
level.
say?
He said he can't
don't
agree.
agree.
There was legit.
Why? Who's it gonna be?
Just Aaliyah got tarnished by Robert. I don't think that would have happened.
Relax.
She got
Have some
tarnished
respect.
by what's her name?
She
too?
ended up with
Dame
Dame,
Dash.
so that's not even
I
fair.
don't even. I don't even.
tarnished, bro.
No.
Nah, that's
She's
not-
not
don't-
That's not tarnished, bro.
Thank you.
You cannot grade. You can't
cannot just
degrade
pick
these
two
women because of who they
big-ass
dealt
people
with.
say
at that
a child-
time and say she was
She's a
tarnished.
child.
She was a child. She was impressionable.
She was a child.
She was impressionable.
If a grown.
He's a
Here's the
predator.
thing.
She was 15.
I'm about to
he was
say,
a
thank
baby.
He is a predator.
And he was a star. She was probably
Exactly.
like,
She
damn,
is
this nigga on
tarnished. So
me.
what? If she's tarnished, what is he?
Exactly.
Gosh, they need to be under the jail forever.
I don't think Hov did it.
Of course he wouldn't, because I think real niggas at the
Hey,
end of the
Slim,
day
if you see
understand you're a
Aaliyah at
child.
the joint with the Tommy Hilfiger
Yes.
fit on, I'm pulling up.
Did it?
She
To be-
got
to-
on
Hold on.
She got on a sports bra with the boxers, with the overalls.
Listen.
But you know, at
In
that
there.
time, they
Here's-
were really.
here's the thing. Here's the thing.
In there.
I'm glad you said it. Let me
was
let me
doing the
sue this
most.
because he's wilding. But let me tell you,
I'm
for the time, the 90s.
Straight hair, no perm.
No, here's the thing. For the time period, men are
That's not
nasty.
vicious in the
men are
90s.
nasty
Straight hair, no
workers,
perm.
and there's no idea.
I'm saying.
I called him a
idea of
predator
like
first.
age and shit. Like people aren't respecting that. Like if people think you're
The
grown,
nigga wrote,
you're grown.
"There is
so
no
like
name."
now,
But back in the day,
age
you
ain't
could
nothing
be
but a
17,
number.
16, and your
Age
taste
ain't
was
nothing
out.
but a number was written by the
No, my thing
Kelly.
about now. Here's the thing. In 2021, if you are
He didn't
over the
say
age of
it.
18
She
and you are a man and
You're
you
a
see a
nasty
woman
nigga.
with her
She
titties
didn't
out,
choose to say
whatever that means, if she's under the age of 18,
She's impressionable.
It's done.
It's done, but the thing is,
there's
it's
no
the
talking
point that
about it.
it's the point that
In the 90s, though, it was different. And
in the
like
90s it was
people,
different.
and I don't care what no one says. People can get mad. Shoot me. The truth is, it was different.
Charles, we don't need that.
No, the truth is, it was different.
no, it was different only because not saying it's right.
We
It
don't
was
need
just
It
that.
wasn't
different.
right, but it was different. Here's the thing: things don't have to be right to be different. They are just different. That's the truth. Like no one is saying that.
I've been thinking about that about my parents' generation. I'm
Listen.
like, y'all motherfuckers was different, but y'all was
Listen,
not right for
I'm
shit.
not saying that what they were doing was right. No one is saying that. Oh, your grandfather having multiple kids on it was no one saying that's right. But the truth is that's what people like it was okay for people to do that and everyone accepted it. The society as a whole was not tripping. Was it right? No. And I hate that we have to like explain nuance to grown adults, but we do. So
Son,
that is the truth. The truth is no one saying it was right.
You said you were going to steal a tweet today.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go ahead and shout out Jasmine and say it.
What is that?
What she said? Where's
it's
Jasmine? We know a lot of Jasmine.
Philadelphia.
Oh, shout out.
Jazzadelphia.
I love you, Jazz. Happy
Yeah.
birthday, belated. Her birthday was June 27th.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, June
Happy
27th.
birthday. That's a good folk. But common sense is not common, and niggas be dumb. In layman's terms, that's what she said in that tweet.
Yeah.
So
No, no. Yeah, and my thing is that you have to explain these things because my thing is that no one is
What?
saying that, like, for example, like, no one is saying that, for example, when we talk about women and anything prior to, like, women getting the rights, no one is saying that women deserve to be treated like that's how women were treated. No one is saying it was right. History says at a certain point, women weren't giving rights. That is history.
At some point, all of history minus like
it wasn't that
The last
long.
100 years, right?
It wasn't that long
Less
ago.
than that.
The women's
Depending on
suffrage
where you at
movement.
in the world, right?
yeah, it might be 1 year.
The women's suffrage movement was that long ago.
That's what I'm saying. 1920s when they gave them the right. So like
Your grandmother.
literally worked. Well, that's why and literally that's why I said 100 years because that's kind
Your
of my.
grandmother.
I'm very Americanized for all it were.
Nah, like
100 years.
we
That's
be
where.
saying 100 years, and it's just like, bro, like no. Like let's symbolize it, bro. Like it wasn't that long ago. Like your grandmother was born during this movement, or your grandma was a part of this movement.
part of this
Like,
movement,
you know
for
what I'm
sure.
They
saying?
couldn't
Like,
even get their own bank account to the 70s.
come on, bro.
Exactly 50 years. Let's use 50.
Let's do it.
Way easier.
Jim Crow.
and
like, let's be real, because
and
if
it
it
hits a
wasn't
little.
for Jim,
It hits a lot harder.
Jim Crow ended, and then like a lot of rights got spread across.
Interracial marriage, women's rights,
You know what I'm
gay
saying?
rights,
All that shit.
all that shit.
Let's be real.
For the most part.
That's facts. No, you're not lying. But that's my thing. Like these things are very like new.
Luke, don't be wrong.
These are very new concepts. So when you're comparing them, I don't think people like are trying to say it's right. They're just saying like, yo, this is the like, yo. At one point, you could beat people who didn't believe in the religion. Like you could literally, if someone was
You
an
can still
atheist,
do that.
yes, you
The
can.
fuck are you talking about?
There's a different extent to which you can, but like, yes, as a whole,
Charles.
it's different.
Charles.
It's different. Here's my thing about most things. Most things. Here's the thing.
It's
Because
a case in Virginia right now.
that's what I'm saying. Because there's one case doesn't mean that there weren't
she's
like
5
100
years old.
cases.
Wait, a case of what?
All right, so the state police in Virginia shot a Muslim brother dead because he was confused about like where to stop, how to stop, all that shit. He was panicking, all that anxiety, and it's been wrapped up in the court system in Virginia since 2017. And it was caught on camera.
Yeah, that's
Yo, we've been.
surprised they do that on a daily basis.
It don't sound right.
Hey, son, what y'all doing over there?
Check your phone.
Okay. But yeah, so yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit like that, just like, you know what I'm saying, Charles?
My thing is that, like, for me personally, I try not to get into law because law is man-made.
I missed the political, Charles.
I'm just saying, I try not to get into law because law is a very man-made thing and it's up to the discretion of people. My man O.J. Simpson has been acquitted for murder and went to jail for stealing.
His own shit.
That's all I'm saying.
His own shit back. He went to jail for stealing his
And I
own
think to
shit
me,
back.
O.J. Simpson, the person, is the perfect like encompassing of American law because that's exactly what it is. It's not about right or wrong. It's not about that. It's about what. It's about what the system decides.
He ain't kill her though.
He didn't kill who?
His ex-wife.
His
son
I think his son did.
His son did it.
I'm big on his son did it. I'm big on his son did it. I'm big on his son did it. I'm big on. I'm big.
Your mother left your father and started fucking a new nigga.
That's not her. That's not her kids.
I mean,
that's his kids from the first one.
But she fake raised him though.
That's what I think. I think he was upset that like
this. He didn't know his mother. He didn't know his mother.
This is my take.
He knew her.
This is my hot take. My hot take is that he was like, you're embarrassing my dad, and I can't have that.
Yeah.
And
then it was during the time his dad was like going through the worst part of his life.
Oh, for sure. I think OJ's son, like,
because OJ was going through.
We don't know any
OJ was sleeping with Kris Jenner, and then he was in the tabloids and shit talking about fucking up his best friend's marriage, and he was the best man at his wedding and all that other wild shit. Robert Kardashian. So it was just like, bro, he was in the tabloids and all that shit back then. So it was just like, and then like, oh, that led to suspicion for you to kill Shorty because it's like, oh, you was out here fucking around, but she can't fuck around.
Yeah, I definitely think his son has something because I think his son was like,
17,
I want to protect my dad. I want to protect my dad's image. Like I definitely think his son was.
OJ didn't do it.
I'm big on OJ. I'm big on his son did it, and that's why the chase happened.
His son is
because the chase happened because it allowed all the attention.
Where was his son
at
during the chase?
And while the chase is going on, his son is cleaning up shit, is putting shit away, is doing all this extra shit.
Because he dropped the glove when he was trying to clean up.
Because my thing about the glove is that, first of all,
they found a glove.
The glove is first of all,
no way you finding both gloves.
I hate to be this guy. I hate to ever work for the prosecution, but the prosecution did a horrible job. You let OJ put another glove before you put another glove.
Yeah,
that's a bad defense.
The glove didn't fit.
But you can't tamper evidence. Why didn't it fit, Charles? It was smart because you can't tamper evidence.
That's true, but why the glove didn't fit? If you put another glove,
they didn't run a DNA
before you
search
put on another glove. You're allowing for the glove to at least be a little bit more snug, like just from a from a standpoint, friction.
You can't tamper evidence, and at that time the glove was not tested on the inside for said DNA.
Well, that was just because of the time period. So like that's all that. Now, like I'm saying, like in 2021, we're not having this conversation. We're checking it and we're being like, oh, it was OJ or not. And we're not even doing all this conspiracy theory. We're like, it was him or it wasn't. But you didn't do it. It's proof that you did it.
You're innocent until
we can't prove that he did it. We all think he did, but we can't prove that. It's like, oh, who else would do it? It sounds good. It's like it's a bunch of circumstantial evidence. Unless you got DNA, if we get DNA, I'm like, yo, OJ did it. I'm not gonna argue DNA, but his word versus the dad. I kind of go with the person who's alive. Like, whether it's fair or not, I go with the person who's alive. I'm a horrible person.
Not fair.
You guys can shoot. We're gonna find out one day.
Right. Like he literally wrote a book. If I did it, so you know.
Her family won't let the body be exhumed. No,
I got one.
Because the thing about it is that you don't want that information to come out of anything.
Not even that. You don't want anybody's body after a murder to come out anyway.
Yeah. Even right after, like. I know the idea is like, oh, why they wait? But like, even if they did it like a month or a week after, it's like it's traumatic. Like, yo, this.
Yeah, I was gonna say that whole thing is just traumatizing. Period. Like, no matter who did it or what, like the whole situation.
What time period? Yeah. I feel all like this is one of the things about life. Like, we all have to decide certain things. Like me personally, I'm on. Listen, OJ didn't do it. Like, yo, listen, if you think I'm a bad person, that's fine. Like, I'm not.
True.
Listen, you can.
I'm big on I don't know rape people, but you know, that's my stance.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm big on other people did. I'm big on other people did certain things. Other people didn't do.
That's not gonna exist.
we all have to decide.
That's facts. That's all. What's your decision in life? What you gotta choose between?
He'll cleaned up for sure.
What?
OJ Simpson.
Oh yeah.
If he's guilty of anything, he'll clean his.
Listen, if you would have told me accessory to murder, boom.
For sure. But I personally
killing them, I don't know.
Because if I like, Cause my whole thing, like, I think like a nigga in most instances.
Here's my thing.
It's just like
he could have killed both of them. He wasn't strong enough at that point in his life to kill one of them. Maybe.
I'm gonna make it simple. I'm
not strong enough.
Charles.
For them to run away. For one not to run away.
No.
Fuck. Oh, bro.
No. The nigga that Shorty was dating, that was a specimen.
But the son can do it.
He was
right.
94 years old.
Hold on. OJ was like 40 at the time. Like,
yes.
Do you know what a 40-year-old football player who has been through? Listen, he was a running back.
I don't hear it.
Oh my goodness.
He was a running back in the times of running back.
Like 9 years.
Oh, okay.
How many yards did he run in them 9 years?
A lot.
So
how many hits did he take in them 9 years?
Listen, Eric Dickerson talks about not being able to walk.
Yes.
Certain niggas get
Jim Brown is using a walker.
Jim Brown left football to go act and still can't barely walk on his own.
And he played 11 years.
Some niggas get hit harder than others. What are we saying?
I'm talking about their position. They all play running
They
back.
all play running back. Everybody we said play running back.
Okay. There's a lot of running backs.
Okay.
Running backs can last like 3 years. They can last fucking 20.
Their helmets were leather. Leather, my niggas. There was nothing else but leather and cotton in that motherfucker.
No, I'm not riding for OJ.
Niggas are riding for OJ right now.
No.
Y'all are riding for OJ over his son.
OJ was acquitted by the United States government. Wild to me.
OJ was acquitted by the United States government. I'm not riding for OJ.
You're riding for OJ.
You are smoking.
OJ was acquitted by the United States government.
He's smoking a Capone.
You gonna ask the Deuce to jump, so what are you saying?
I'm not.
Not tonight. I got the blick ready.
Got the jacks ready.
Talk to me about
I got
the government. You know what came out recently that I watched recently again. I know it's kind of switching.
I like that.
It's kind of switching the subject, kind of, but it reminded me. I just watched a documentary again on Billie Holiday. They had like 2 documentaries.
Yeah.
One documentary for real, and one like biography of her life or whatever. If somebody else
Which
acting.
The one
Of Adrian
Amazon.
Day. Huh?
Which one are you talking about?
I'm talking about. I watched both.
Okay.
I'm just talking about her story in general.
Okay.
First of all, you gotta be a real bad bitch to have the United States of America
Ban a song.
not even ban the song on your ass and take your ass to court.
Yeah, Strange Fruit was crazy.
Literally, and I thought about that. I'm like, yo, but you know they really
We talked
wanted her
about
because
this on a previous podcast.
What?
Strange Fruit.
Well, goddamn.
Nina Simone?
No, Billie Holiday.
Oh, shit.
But I bring this up to say that the United States, it
Similar
wasn't really
situation.
Strange Fruit was the reason why they were going after her though. It was because she was off the fucking heroin and they she was doing hella drugs and all that shit and they were like, the war on drugs and let's take her down to show that.
But you can't be singing. You can't be singing about Jim Crow.
Yeah,
but that's what triggered it.
Yeah,
that's what triggered it. But it's like, of course you can. The thing is, to them, they didn't like that. But they wanted a reason, like, okay, now she want to sing about it, so let's get her ass. Yeah. What other reason can we get her for? Drugs. That's bigger than her singing about Jim Crow. We're gonna make her look like a fucking nut.
Because even people who support Jim Crow will not support drugs.
For sure.
That's why they do that shit.
And so, but I think about that because I'm like, yo, she was like, it's really like, again, black people really going against the United States of America.
Have you actually heard the song Strange Fruit?
Yes.
Like the whole song?
Yes. And I love that song because it's so fucking touching. Like, even before it.
Son, I've never cried listening to a song.
But that song make you want to fucking cry.
But I watched the joint on Amazon. And
the Billie Holiday joint?
Yeah. And then I actually went back and listened to the song.
And when you
and I smoked to it, and I like, son, you can feel the pain, bro.
And even the words that she says, it's very simple, but it's very descriptive, and it's very fucking
real. Because there's no music in the background for like 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just her singing her
just
ass off.
Singing.
And when you hear in the when they talk about how she's seen lynchings.
Her voice is an instrument.
And she says she wanted her voice to sound like an actual trumpet.
Yeah.
And it really does. But I say that to say that it's
the notes that she hit, it was just get up on that.
I just gotta pee, so my piss was white, so that means I'm drunk.
Welcome back.
That's how I know I'm drunk.
No, we came up with that conclusion a long.
I do need a
Like 2009.
Yeah. If you piss white, why you drunk?
Does it mean you're hydrated?
If your pee is like almost white, yes.
Yeah.
But in this case, you're drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. I always thought it was drunk. I never considered
Bro, you drink a
hydration.
shit ton of water and your piss gonna be wet.
That's a
Exactly.
fact.
I normally don't
But
ever pee after I drink a lot of
I
water.
haven't been drinking anything but alcohol, so why is my piss white?
Exactly.
Like,
Literally.
I have no answer.
I
I
do.
have no answer.
So,
Alcohol, just because it takes the color as brown, doesn't necessarily mean that the alcohol
go.
itself is still going to be
Let's get a lesson.
clear or wet. Yeah, it's just the extra additives that they added. The shindig over here.
But that's supposed to be 100% agave.
It's 100 of them. The agave was just for the sweetener type.
40.
No, agave is what a tequila is made out of. If
that's
you-
real tequila. It should be better.
But it's still fermented though.
Yeah, but you only
But I bet you
produce
this-
it out of agave. Like, if you don't produce tequila out of agave, you don't have
But doesn't
tequila.
it take this after a certain amount of time?
You have
take
to
this
age
color?
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When
But
you
at
pee,
the-
they don't care about that shit. They don't give a fuck how long that shit been in there.
Oh, man.
Kind of squirt it
Oh,
on.
wow. KD deuced it, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're talking about me.
You wasn't gonna call it, I was.
Nah, I ain't on with that.
Alright, man, this was fun. I didn't know we started on
The whole
Dubai
thing is we
and
just keep
ended
going.
The
That's
end
the
of
whole
that.
kill.
We talking about a
strange
whole
food.
bunch of shit.
Yeah.
Like a
I'm
whole
with
bunch
it.
of shit.
What's next?
Leannn come through. It's good vibes. Alright.
Good vibes only. You see
Yeah.
that little no, I'm gonna sound really
And we
nut
get
if I start explaining it.
fresh off the tequila.
Alright, another round.
We about to take
Fuck
another
it.
shot?
More tequila, dog.
Yo, we've been super sauce. Shout out to the. I can't even tell
I
you.
just want y'all to watch the beginning of this video and then fast forward to the end.
To
And
this
then look
part,
at the time.
this part where we are fucking just.
Gone.
Wow.
Shorty.
Dizzy, finito.
So before we finish, we talked about Dubai. What else did we talk about? We talked about something else, right?
We talked about
all that
O.J.
shit.
Simpson,
All that shit.
Alright.
Beyonce,
Drugs.
drugs.
That's true. Wow,
Being
Beyonce
black.
being black, Beyonce and drugs were kind of connected, so that's
Yeah, they said Beyonce did coke, but I said that wasn't a thing.
Nah, Shorty. We was there for Beyonce.
It's like, no, let me stop playing.
while we was on
They
all.
were like, what were y'all
Charles
talking
was
about?
on all the drugs. I was on semi all the drugs,
He was
and I
like
was
4
just
or 5
like,
of the drugs.
I was on 4 out of 5 of the drugs, and I was just like,
And I'm
Shorty.
living through them because I ain't never did drugs, so.
alright.
Don't
So
be the funnies.
James, enjoy your capone.
before we step, oh my God, Big Leannn, big talk.
Say that.
You know what I'm saying? I always gotta mention that at least once.
say that.
At least once.
Big
talk,
Leannn and
Big
big talk. Oh, I got something to say.
Talk
You
to us.
guys, remember last time I was on here, I was talking about how I was building a website and it was whooping my ass?
Yeah.
Yes.
I whooped its ass and I launched it.
Okay.
So you can find me on www.that'sbigtalk.com.
Make some noise.
I just wanted to say that because I worked really fucking hard. It's like, no, I worked really hard on it. So I want y'all to check it out. On there, you can find my YouTube. You can find my Instagram, Twitter.
All that.
Don't mind my Twitter. I be talking some bullshit on there. But, you know, there's a spot where you can donate to my fund, a.k.a. called Drop a Like.
Yeah, I'm about to say the wells. Don't forget about that. We talked
Don't
about
forget
that
about
last
the
time.
wells. We're closing up and we're about to start the building process of it all. So, holla at your girl. Alhamdulillah. And yeah, I just want to say I'm really proud of that. So, once again, round of applause to me, pat on the back.
So you know, we at that point where we end these things and we let you talk to the people. You let them say something.
Do whatever
You say
you want.
something to them. We sauced up. We've been sauced up today. Like that's the vibe.
She
We-
got us so
Listen,
drunk, bro.
She was the big boss today.
She got us so drunk.
She the big
You see
boss
how
today.
big this bottle is? You see where it's at?
Listen, y'all buy this in the club. She bought that right here. That's all I'm saying.
Say that again. And again, follow Mo's Burgers. There's 2. There's Mo's, MOS_BGR for burger. Or there's Mo's Burgers _Dubai. Follow both of them, repost, support your black owned businesses. even all the way across the land. Okay, so
The Moe's Burgers. Shout out Dubai. Unless when they're not wilding, because sometimes they be wilding. As she told y'all.
For sure.
Big Talk. Big Leannn.
yeah.
What else?
I'm so drunk right now.
I'm fucking sauce.
I don't know what to say.
Listen, she came through. Listen, normally people don't come through and get us fucked up. Normally we do.
Get them fucked
We
up.
get niggas
Slim.
We get others fucked
When
up.
I say I'm fucked up,
Listen. She the
I'm
big boss today. This is
dropping the
this her
microphone.
episode. She the big boss today, and I'm done. Big
Hacks everywhere.
big boss. Shout out to Big Boss. Shout out to Big Boss. Shout out to Big Boss. No. You the big boss.
No.
You the big
We
boss.
bow. We bow.
I can't tell you how
We
wild this shit
bow. You got it tonight, Shorty. Like, I ain't got nothing to say.
Listen,
Hey,
they don't know.
when I say that she got it,
Listen,
she got it.
she the big boss.
Big balls.
And I'm out.
Big Leannn.
No.
Say
no.
nothing.
Fuck you talking
I said I was out for one more time. She the big boss.
Oh.
Alright, I'm up for real now. I'm
She
done.
got us squatting.
Listen, hey.
When
I'm
last
done.
time you squatted, Charles?
Like 09, and like nigga, the big boss
She
came
got
through
us
and
squatting.
fuck shit up, and I'm done.
And this is the
saucy.
drop. And we don't even need to do it. This is the drop.
Hey, listen, the big boss is coming through.
Hell no.
Now hold